physical therapist.
I'm Brad Heining, physical therapist.
And together we are the most famous physical therapists
On the internet.
in our opinion.
Absolutely.
Today we are going to talk about golf and back pain. Just give you some tips for those people who have back pain and would like to still golf.
Hi, and what we want to talk about again, Bob, is keeping your back safe while you're golfing, as well as some other things. But I'm going to talk about your back, and if you have a painful back to start with, or you want to prevent your back from getting pain in the future while you golf, let's talk about it. Let's look at that spine first. Thanks, Bob. You're getting pretty good at that. All right, here we go. We're looking at the spine. Okay, here's the pelvis with my pelvis. The back is here. Here's the head, look in this direction, so you're all relative with the position. Now, the back, I'm going to go through this kind of quickly, but we talk about the C-curve a lot when we talk about spine positioning. And here's healthy posture with the spine. Your back should be slightly arched in right here. And if you bend forward or you sit with poor slouch posture, what happens is your low back starts to curve forward like that. Okay? Starts to create a C-curve, okay? And if you do that a number of times from this position, bending over like to pick up a golf ball and come back up, you continually stress your back in that C curve, putting stress on the discs, okay, the facet joints, the muscles, the ligaments. And I've got a real nice model here to show you what can happen to your back if you bend over too much to that C curve to pick that ball up. Here you go, Bob. All right. So remember, I talked about when you bend over to pick it up, this stick is going to be a model representing your back, okay? When you bend over, remember you get that bend like this in your spine, that C curve going forward to pick up that ball time after time. And if you're a golfer and you're going to be...
Right, that's actually a reverse C. It would be the other way, but...
Oh no, Bob, this is... Get
no, if we're like this is C according to the camera, right?
Oh, jeez.
And okay, keep it rolling.
This is what I have to put up with. He's getting technical. We're looking at the spine bending forward like this, and every time you bend over to pick up that ball, year after year, it builds up and things weaken up in your back. You get back pain when you get up in the morning, and sooner or later you pick that ball up, and your spine is going to have a big problem, and you won't be able to get up, and you're going to have problems golfing from that point on. Bob has got some great information, some tips on how to avoid this back pain, keep your back safe for work as well as golfing and at home.
Okay, just to re-emphasize, you're going to want to avoid that C position. And the C position, you know, in a practical sense, or seeing it on me, would be going like this. And quite often, you know, where do you see that is when, where do you see that? Isn't that funny? Where do you observe that is actually when you're picking the ball up, but the other way you may see it is when you're sitting. Can I have a chair, Brad?
Yeah.
When you're sitting down, let's say in the golf cart, I don't want to see you doing this. I don't want to see you slouching like this.
Yeah.
You know, in between, here's that big C position again too. So when you're driving the cart, you're going to want to try to keep in good posture between holes. The other thing is, I would have, if you can, if you're able to do so, definitely walk. Walking, they have found, has been one of the best things for back pain.
Yeah.
It actually helps cure back pain quite often, gets blood flow into the area.
You bet.
If you feel like you have to take the motorized cart, at least park the cart quite often, you know, off the fairway and walk, you know, good distance. You're not supposed to drive the cart.
Get some exercise.
Get some exercise, yep.
Scoot your bottom back in that chair. I want to emphasize that. If you don't feel the bottom right back there in your bottom side there in your sacrum, get it back in there, get some posture. Don't look like you're kind of slouched over, you know.
I knew Mackenzie, one of the famous physical therapists in the world, he actually said that he believed that the reason people got back pain in sports was not so much from the sport itself, but from how they, after they were done with the sport, they were tired and they were leaning like this.
Yeah.
And
I read many accounts on that.
Yeah, so, all right. So the last thing I want you to do is when you're stretching and getting ready for golf is to do this one. I see people doing this one, oh, I just about cringe. I mean, that's you don't need to stretch your back that way. It's already stretched out that way.
Right.
See, everything, half the things you do stretch it out that way. So the stretches I like to see are, first off, you're actually going to put your hands here, and this is if you don't have back pain or if it's accepted by your physical therapist or your doctor, because I don't want you doing this if it hurts.
Right.
But you're going to be actually stretching your back the opposite direction. Instead of the C position, the opposite direction, getting ready for the golf game. And again, this should not hurt to any extent, and it should be something that you want to be approved by your doctor. Or
for example, if you've had a back surgery in the past, those people are in a different category. But for the majority of the people that are...
The vast majority of people
right.
should be able to do this. You see pregnant women do it all the time, don't
sure.
you? Yep. Why? Because they instinctively know that that's what's going to help relieve the pain. So that's going to help stretch the back into that position. The other position that, which quite often you see golfers doing, is you want to get the rotational stretches to your back. So I'm a right-handed golfer, so especially into this direction, you want to get that rotation. And what I like to do is start off with this one, but then to really get the rotation, you actually bring the club out like this, and you go like this. And can you see how I'm pushing even further, Brad?
Right.
I'm
you
really
look back
getting
here,
rotated. Yep.
we call that end range in the therapy world.
Yeah.
We're going to get to end range.
We're really moving it now.
Yeah.
And that's the one that's going to help you really get that rotation way back. And I can smack a lamp here and start putting that ball way out there. So now the other position or the other time in which you're often having to bend over is when you got to pick your ball up. And so when you're going to have to pick your ball up, what I recommend is, one, if it's in the cup already, you know, you can actually scoop it out with your putter if you have the right type of putter. Some don't. But if you do have to bend down, you want to put some, take some of the stress off your back by putting the weight on the putter with your arm. And you can bend over like this, but there is even called the golfer's
lift.
Golfer's lift, where they actually have you bend, you lift your leg up like this and lift down like this, and that helps keep your back straight
Right here.
while you're doing it. Okay?
Yeah, I do this all the time with patients with back problems.
Yeah.
I say, if you're going to pick up something right off the floor, watch behind you so you don't kick someone.
Right.
Yeah, it could be a problem there, but do that. Get something to support your hand and do that. Take some stress off that low
But
back.
think about how oftentimes you're picking up your golf ball in the game. At least 18 times. Sometimes if you're marking your ball and getting ready for a putt, it may be as many as 30 times. So that's 30 lifts, getting your back towards that brittle stage where it's going to break on you.
And in my case, in the fairways and in the woods, and sometimes in the ponds, I've got to get bent like that.
Oh, sure. Probably a little foot wedge, probably too. But anyway, the other thing you should all learn, if you're a golfer at all, and if you have a putter that's able to do this, you definitely should learn the scoop too, to pick it up like that. So, Brad, why don't you give it a shot here? You're gonna flip the wrist up like that.
Yeah,
it's not hard to do. Just a little practice.
I haven't golfed.
I'll step out here.
I golf maybe once every 5 years. Okay, here we go.
Ready?
So a little scoop.
Look at this, first time.
That's
All right.
good. I like that. Oh,
He should quit with success.
Yeah,
That's all right. Thanks a lot.